Hi, everybody. Hello, DAEQ. It's that time. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get on. Let's see what's going on here. Just let me know that you're there with a thumbs up or a comment. I'm losing my voice. I've been talking nonstop with people for 5 weeks, I think it is now, and so my voice is finally giving out. And hey, Kathy. I don't have COVID-19. I just don't have a voice anymore. So I did not prepare today because I have been talking today to a lot of people. Let me get a little sip of water. I'm good, Kathy. How are you? I believe, Kathy, you're going to be running for office, if I remember correctly. So thank you for stepping up. We all appreciate that very much, and we want to support anyone who's going to be willing to run for office. So I don't know if you caught Governor Carney's press conference today. If you did, it was really pathetic. It was more of the same. We did have some good news today, one step in the right direction, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of this live at 5. And excuse my voice, I'm going to try to get through this. But he took a lot of credit for getting us this far. Even though he told us in the beginning it would only be 2 weeks, it is now 2 months. And the tide of public opinion is changing. And we're seeing people coming around to understanding now that this is not about our health, and it never was. I'd like to think it was in the beginning, but I don't believe it myself. And he gave himself lots of pats on the, speaking of pats on the back, I have to show you something. I want to show you my shirt. You like my shirt? I'll show you what it says in the back. Do you see it? It says, forged under pressure. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. That's a good shirt. That's Delaware Family Policy Council shirt, which we love. Hi, Nicole. So he took a lot of credit for getting us this far, and now he's seeing that, he's trying to balance out the needs of the economy and the people and our health, which, we know this is not about our health. So lots of pats on the backs. And, he basically said to us that, this is my summary of the whole thing. You're very good little boys and girls. Very good following the rules. And now we're going to get to open under his strict rules. But he never closed us to the beginning, really. Like that was the funny part. I'll get into that in a minute. Very condescending. Very condescending. If you are not offended, I don't know what to tell you. But you should be very offended by everything that is said by those people. My mind is blown at how condescending they are. They treat us like we're idiots. They think we're stupid, and we're not stupid. We're not. I've been thinking about this for a while. Through several of these press conferences, Carol Ratte, she's like the doctor that he always puts on, like his medical expert. She's a pediatrician. Why is she talking to us about a virus that's not affected children? Anybody ever guess that one? I've been wondering that for a while. So, Carol, if you're out there, I'd love to know. Love to know why you're an expert on this, because you're not. You're barely a pediatrician. You barely see patients. So she just keeps her license up, but she barely even sees patients. So he did, churches are still closed. But he said they're not. So this is Carney. I never did close churches. But I did the 10 max rule. So I effectively closed churches. But I really didn't close churches. But I did close churches. Oh, and then he gave us the sob story about his 89-year-old mother who can't go to Mass. I don't know how you guys Like, isn't it difficult to watch it? It's like torture to watch these things. It's torture. And if anyone knows, he mentioned his religious council, that he has some people that he gets counsel from, religious leaders across the state. I would really like to know their names. So if anyone has the inside scoop on that, anyone in the media out there, anyone who might work for a religious organization, please message me. I would love to know who this religious council is that he leans on. I'd love to know. So churches, you're still closed according to the governor, but we say you're not. The people say you're not closed. So open your churches. Let's talk about a man named Neuberger. Anybody excited about this? I am. So Neuberger demanded that Carney lift restrictions on worshiping now. So that's good. And that's why you heard from him with his little sob story about his 89-year-old mother, how he really, really wants to go to Mass and he wants to go back to St. Joe's. And he's just, there's so many elderly people there. He has to protect them. It's pathetic. It's so pathetic. But that's why he mentioned that. Because Neuberger is breathing down his neck. And thank you, Mr. Neuberger. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's a bulldog, and we need him. And while we're on the subject of churches and religious, I have a message for somebody in particular. And it made me very angry. I've talked to a lot of people. But I'm really angry about one particular scenario that I heard about last night. I had someone reach out to me last night from the Amish community. Remember the Amish came last Sunday to our church service? I just felt like so honored that they came. And so a bishop in Sussex County, a religious leader of the Amish, he had got a phone call from someone in Carney's office. I won't mention his name. Jordan, you are 33. You don't have life experience yet. You have worked for a lobbyist, and now you work in the governor's office. So you have a good job. Congratulations. But you have no authority. You have no power. You are not elected to office. So you better get off their back now. I am so angry. You cannot even understand how angry I am to hear that you called an Amish bishop and in any way, shape, or form threatened them. You just don't even know. We are more than a Facebook page here, guys. We are a lot more than a Facebook. I'm talking to national leaders right now. We may be a little tiny state in Delaware, but we are not forgotten. And when you have bullies like this trying to push around people because they want to go to church, you're going to have an issue. You're going to have an issue. So I'm just, I'm trying not to get all emotional. I'm trying. I'm trying to show grace. I'm trying. I just have no tolerance for bullies like that. When you think that you can call, you have no power, Jordan. That's not your role. Stay in your lane. It's not your role. You've got a good job. Mind your business. Not your role. You're not in any authority to say anything to the Amish community, ever. Okay, I know, I'm sorry. I got hung up on that one. I'll move on. So June 1st, this is the good news. Last night, I pulled the trigger kinda and, went with it because a lot of you business owners were saying, you were messaging me and calling me and I visit your places of work and you guys were saying, please set a date. And I was like, open now. But then now I got it. And last night I was we just got to set a date. Let's just set a date and then be done with it. So we set a date last night for June 1st. Coincidence? I don't know. I'm not claiming to take the credit here, but I don't know. We set the date yesterday and said, open your businesses tomorrow. Carney comes out today in a press conference saying businesses are opening tomorrow. However, have you read some of the rules? Have you read them? I tried to prepare. I don't have it all here, but read it. It's like a comedy routine. It's just like, it's comedic almost. If it wasn't real, it'd be so funny. We could make it a comedy routine. But it's real. It's our lives. So we're saying to businesses on June 1st, open. You set the guidelines. If you want to follow CDC guidelines, do it. If you have a large elderly clientele, take extra precaution. But we're still living in a free nation. Everything they're doing is not the law. It's unconstitutional, not just by the U.S. Constitution, but by the Delaware Constitution. Unconstitutional. It's not law. Okay, so businesses open June 1st. We support you. We will support you. We will visit your places of business. We will patronize your places of business. Please. We're going on 9,000 members here. And in a few days, it'll be 10,000 and so on and so on. And we're not going to stop. So everyone open your businesses. Okay. So I had this analogy given to me. I was talking to someone today, and I wanted to talk to you again about law enforcement. I know I bring this up a lot. So law enforcement, I want everybody to chill out for a minute, okay? They are not our enemy. They are us. They are doing their job. And I know that everyone's saying, well, they have to uphold the Constitution. And I've seen, there was a great statement made by that sheriff in Pennsylvania where he just spelled it out. We're going to follow the Constitution, and we're going to stand up for the people because that's what we do. That's what we're here. We're here to serve the people. And that's great. But our police force here, by design, answer to the AG's office. They answer only to the Attorney General's office. Our law enforcement here. Okay, so I went and I wanted to make sure that I confirm that that's accurate information. That is accurate information. Okay. But here's an analogy that I was given by someone who is in my counsel. Like he counsels me. He's a really great guy. Trust him 100%. So this is an analogy I want you to think about. So say you're going to a Luke Bryan concert in your town, and there's 20,000 people coming. And it's a small town, and they don't have a lot of law enforcement. They have, a good amount, but it's a small town. 20,000 people merge into this town for this concert, right? And 10,000 of them are smoking pot. Do you think anyone's going to be arrested? Think about it. Okay? I know that's a silly analogy, but it works. June 1st, all businesses open. Every business, restaurants, salons, auto repair shops, every business that you can think of, open June 1st. And you are still free under the U.S. Constitution, and you are still free under the Delaware Constitution. And I want you to think about one more thing before we close today. If President Trump were to cut off his legislative branch and his judicial branch, which was designed perfectly by our founding fathers for checks and balances, what do you think would happen? And I'm not going to say it out loud because the media will cut those words out of my mouth and they'll make it into something it's not. But what do you think would happen if President Trump cut off his legislative branch, the people that you elected to be your voice, and cut off the judicial branch? What do you think would happen to our country? Yet these governors think they can do that and get away with it. I want you to think about that. And then he appointed the 33-year-old I talked about earlier who threatened our Amish community. Think about that. If that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what does. And I know I've gotten some attacks. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. What pisses me off is when I go and visit these business owners, and I have seen, even today this happened to me, but it's happened to me many times over the last few weeks, where these grown adults, grown men and women, have cried because they are desperate, because they have built up their business over 10 and 20 years, because some restaurants that are owned third generation, their grandparents started it, and they're going to go under. The percentage of small businesses and restaurants that are going to close forever if they open today is astronomical, and our economy has been destroyed. And for what? This is not about our health. We know that. So stay strong, everyone. Stay the course. Keep inviting like-minded people. There's strength in numbers. There's strength in our numbers. And I thank you for that support so much. Thank you to my team. There is a member of my team right now who's in the hospital. No, it's not COVID-19. This person thought they were having a heart attack. So please keep that person. Let's just say it's Jane Doe, okay? Please keep Jane Doe in your prayers. I don't like to give out names of people who are working hard for you, who have volunteered for you, and are doing all that they can for you at great sacrifice. Great sacrifice. So please pray for that person on our team who's in the hospital right now. Okay? But stay the course and stay strong, and I thank you for your support and your love. I can't explain it, but I have such a deep love for all of you, for you patriots, freedom-loving Americans. So stay the course. Don't give up hope. And open your business on June 1st. Love you guys.